Hello, everyone. Welcome to She Showed Up. Today, we have a ghost from the past to talk about what happened and how to make a better present and future. Hi, Ghostie. Welcome to She Showed Up.
Hey, thanks, Sony. Thanks for having me on your show.
So, Ghostie, you had a marriage that was falling apart, mental and physical abuse. And when you turned for help, there was no one, not even your parents. So, completely alone. How did you even land up over there?
Okay, to start with, hello everyone. I'm here to share my experiences and majorly how I came out of it. And yes, so abusive in the sense verbally abusive, mentally abusive, and physically enduring. Not literally physically abusive, but then you endure a lot. Like I have, slept in the car overnight because I was not let in the house. I've slept in the washroom because that's the only place which is safe. You can lock and at least catch some sleep for half an hour. You put a towel down there. So things like that. And how did I end up there to start with? Yeah, let's go chronologically. How I ended up there. Wasn't very convinced about the whole thing, but then, you are pressurized socially, family, biological clock, and with your parents telling you that, oh, we have committed and now we have told everyone, and somehow your sixth sense is not quite up to it, but you go through it for the sake of the family, and they are the first one to abandon you if something goes downhill. So, always family is important, but keep yourself at a priority is what I would like to start with. So, the idea to stay anonymous here is because I think all of you, if you are going through something similar in your life, please don't share it. It seems weird with your immediate neighbors or office colleagues or anyone around because they would be the first one. Very few will actually understand and try to help you out. Most would try to exploit your emotional instability. You may be at any stage of life. So, that is one reason if you're going through something similar, please do not tell that in your office because your office colleagues will try to, even at home, right? Of course, inform your parents and immediate siblings, but do not expect much from them because in an Indian setup, even I wouldn't say they are bad or good, but then even they are tied down with the beliefs that they are brought up with. So there is a gap in terms of family support when it comes to supporting a girl post marriage.
So, when your parents were not supporting you, from where did you get that courage to just walk out of the marriage? And then what did you do after that?
I saw it in some drama serial long back that, which women have a good in-laws, the ones who have supporting parents. So if your parents are not supporting, your in-laws slowly will identify the gap. And if they see, okay, if this is okay with them, so they will keep raising the bar, or I would say they'll keep lowering the bar, raising the bar of abuse. And other than that, lowering the bar that, if she didn't react in it, let's do this. If her family didn't react in it, we can go a little step further. To a point, it comes when it's about life and death, and that is when you decide. And and I think now when I look back, I think when you know that you're on the wrong train, you should deboard at the first station instead of traveling all the way to the destination. It's just waste of time and effort. But we also are hoping for some miracle faith, or hoping that our parents will support or something will change, but it's not going to happen. All that happens is it just keeps getting worse.
So, you had to fight even the society all alone. So, how was the
Yes.
journey like?
So for a girl, when she gets married, she has to leave the house she has grown up in. When she gets divorced, she has to leave the house where she was married into. So anything, whether be it marriage or divorce, is the girl is always at a loss. She has to make the changes. So in any case, and expecting support from parents, because even they are from some generations where it was like maybe a dead daughter is better than a divorced daughter. So they were in that. When I used to sometimes occasionally visit them home just for a festival, don't go upstairs, don't go out, nobody should see you. If they see you, make up an excuse that he didn't get leaves. And they were more bothered about what others would think seeing me alone than what I am going through. And I would say they are wrong or right. It's their conditioning, and we cannot expect them to change at this time. But at the same time, I need peace, I need stability, and I need my life to go on peacefully. So there was one point, that they came to abuse me physically, and his mother was cheering. Like, sadly, as a woman, I don't know how can some women do that, or many women do that. So, and that is when I just walked out half asleep with the very bare minimum, your phone, laptop, charger, some credit cards, and everything was left behind. I sadly never got a chance to collect it. And as much as they say that the law is with the women and all, it's all good for saying the law is with the person who has money. So at that point of time, I did not have job and couldn't pursue much. I started from scratch again in a one room setup, found a job. And even when my family said, because people who haven't gone to court, they think like in Bollywood, it's like you have all the time and it's nice. It's a really, really bad world there. So I decided to choose peace over what was left behind in valuables, because I think my life is more valuable than the so-called valuables that was left behind, including gold and trophies and etc.
Definitely. And I know very well that you've made a beautiful life for yourself. But how have you safeguarded your present from these ghosts of the past so far?
So, for others to value you, you need to value yourself first. And once you do that, it really doesn't matter what others think of you. While I was building myself back, I remember a lot of people telling me that, hey, your life is so cool. And I was thinking that these are successful people according to the society. They have a perfect family from the outside, they have a villa apartment, while I'm living in a rented 1 BHK. But they are envying me when I am at the worst, so called worst of my life. So, when you value yourself, I think you attract positive notes from others.
Yeah, so it is like phoenix, that you rise from the ashes. I think women, we have power to build ourselves again. We just have to believe in ourselves. So to start with, just believe in yourself and do not let negativity come in. If needed, cut off from your extended family. You can cut off from people who judge you. Build yourself up back again and start anything, join a hobby, do anything, get bored, find anything. And whether you're married, unmarried, any state, I think you should always have a hobby or a passion to keep yourself besides job, house, something that you're genuinely interested in. One should always, be it girl, boy, you can't expect your partner or your parents to keep you entertained and happy. The happiness has to be from within you. You have to be your own source of happiness.
Very well said. That is true. I mean, you should not depend on anyone else. And whatever
Yeah.
your situation be, your identity should never be compromised. You should know who you are and your self worth. So, what is one message that you would like to give parents, especially of the girl child?
Parents of girl child, support your daughter. Now these days it has come down, but instead of glamorous weddings or a car or a lot of, if you want, you can do it, but the priority should be building her a home to start with. Like, if you have the capacity, instead of a grand wedding, get her a home, so that no one can tell her that, hey, this is my home, get lost. And the moment she has a home, people will not say that line. In-laws say that line only when they know that she has nowhere to go back to. So either have the doors of your home open to her, but many a times, families, every family is not perfect. There may be a brother, he may get married, his family would not like to welcome the sister coming back, and none of the family is perfect. So I think your daughter should have a home or a place, even if it's a small room, to come back to, where she can call it her own, and even after you guys are not around.
And I remember you telling me that this chapter of your life, it's like you've forgotten about it completely. You have to, really take the effort to remember and talk about it. And because you want people to know that even if you're alone, there is a life ahead. So, how did you manage to bury the past so much that it has very little effect on you in the present?
Yeah, it's true. I actually took some time to we get into it, because I actually have forgotten. I took really hard to recollect all of it. You build such a new, beautiful life that you forget about it. Like, like, not completely, 90% I've forgotten about it. Only sometimes I get triggered. A very small incident, like recently I heard some lady who was, abused by her in-laws, and that's why she committed suicide. And that is when I connected with you that, hey, there is more to life. Yeah, of course, a beautiful family, husband, kids is definitely a lovely life. But then, if that is not there, there is a much beautiful life other than that also. You can create your own life. If a plan A doesn't work, there are, like, 25 other alphabets, B, C, D, E up to Z. So, it's God's gift. Your life is God's gift, and we should not waste it away on a failed relation, be it marriage. A lot of young teenagers, college grads, a failed love, and they just commit suicide. And no, there are so many other people. There are other forms of love. You can love nature, you can love parents, you can love your hobbies. So it is just not love for your partner. You can receive love from many other forms.
That is so true. Sometimes, girls think that it is the end of the world, if a relationship doesn't work, whether it be marriage, affair, or friendship, or whatever. And they tend to take life so lightly that they just end it at one broken relationship.
Not lightly, maybe they've taken it too seriously to end it at, maybe they've taken the relationship too seriously. And it is again conditioning through years, because, when we go out, hey, do you have company? We have roommates in college. We initially, when you start staying alone, there is a flatmate. So we are always given that, you are not enough to survive alone. You need company. But once you start staying alone, you realize that you're more than enough. And why I'm doing this is because I think, as a woman who has healed, it is our duty to pass on. Like, there are people who pass on generational traumas. I would like to pass on a happy story as well. So that was my intent. That, one more reason, during COVID, I heard that there was one girl who committed suicide, a young girl, 23-year-old. We had a fight with her husband in Ahmedabad. She just jumped into the riverfront, and her dad was giving an interview that, beta, humne kaha tha ghar aa jao. You're welcome home, but she decided to end her life. So girls who are watching this, even guys, if you're watching this, there is more to life than your parents or partner. For the time that I did not work and I stepped out of the house, it was my savings that helped me. I didn't have to ask anyone any money for 4 5 years that I was struggling through alone, because of my savings. So you should always have a saving.
I think financial independence is of core importance for every girl, every woman.
Financial independence is very important, but coming to, I think, by the next generation, all the women will be financially independent. What's important is also emotional independence, because you see very many women who are financially very independent, top CEO, top gynacs, and even they get domestically beaten up, because we are ye nahi to aur kaun, like, i- if not him, then who? This thing is, nothing is better. You yourself are enough, and if not him, then you yourself are enough. And I have heard stories, and I personally also know people who are doing so. They are VPs and CEOs, and they also end up getting beaten up because of the same thing.
True. I agree with that. Emotional independence is definitely required. Now, I usually ask who showed up for you, but today I will ask what is your mantra of showing up for yourself?
Showing up for yourself, you have to believe in yourself, build a world so beautiful around you, and so that, your past doesn't haunt you. And slowly it will go off. Like, be excited about waking up tomorrow. There's so many things I'm excited about, and honestly, it doesn't bother me anymore. Like, unless something specifically happens, I have forgotten that phase of my life completely. Like, unless once in a year or so it may haunt me, otherwise I have totally forgotten about it.
There would be ups and downs. Do not ignore your pain. Live the pain, feel the pain, cry if you want. Cry all night long. Cry for one day, cry for 2 days. But once you're done, do not look back at it like it's done. And then just move forward. Even if you see when driving, we have a small rear view mirror and a huge windscreen to see ahead. So it is not, life is not meant to be looked back and driven. You need to look ahead in the huge windscreen and look ahead. Look at the rear view sometimes for guidance or just to see how far you have come, but it's never.
So, Ghostie, what is one message that you would like to give to girls who are just going through the divorce and or a broken relationship?
Many a times we hear that girls, they go through a divorce and then the next guy they meet is like the love of their life, and they spend some time off with him and end up getting cheated even more badly. So this has been a pattern with a lot of people, and that guy again is taking. So be stable, never get into something when you're emotionally unstable, because it will lead, you are already in a mess, it will lead to a bigger mess. First do your healing properly, and then only, because see, when I am hungry and I will not have time to make roti chapati sabzi, I will just end up eating a packet of kurkure or a biscuit. So when I'm emotionally starved, I would probably end up picking up junk, which will in the long run do me harm. So, always never look for a relation or anything when you're unstable, because chances of you picking up junk is highly probable. And for women who have kids, I think they need to be more protected, because there are a lot of young men who are more interested in abusing your child. So they would just get into a relation with you so that they can secretly abuse your child. And after some time, they come to know of it also, but they still bear along. Ki, oh, he's supporting us, who else will support us? So be very careful while introducing your child to the person. Take your time and give the child time to, do not force your child ki, he's the new guy, you have to like him. Let the child and here gives time out, or hear him out, that hey, how is it, like do not negate his or her concern if you have a young child with you, like for single mothers.
That's nice. So, one last parting message that you would like to give.
So, as girls, I think we are looking for validation. We all do. So, for the first initial years of our life, we are looking for validation from our parents, then from your in laws. Finally, you decide to be yourself, and not very many people get a chance to be that. So, be that angry daughter, be that rebel woman. It's better than being a dead daughter or a dead person within. So yeah, be that rebel kid if needed, but be happy.
Build your career first, build your confidence, build your career, and try to save some money or have a small home, even if it's a 1 BHK in some corner, that you can call it your own, so that if things go down south, there is always a plan, like backup. You don't have to, like, because the moment you are a little independent, if you have your own assets, they will not misbehave with you. The very fact that, they know that you have something to fall back on. And keep your personal life extremely personal. There is a reason it's called personal life. Do not advertise it, because there will be people who would try to exploit it, trying to show compassion. They will be, oh, we are so sorry, and soon that sorry would turn, that pity would turn into lust. Like, it's a very smooth transition that many women fail to see it. So yeah. And yeah, one last message would be that if it's not happy, it's not the end. So there's always an happy end. And no matter, the universe, listen to the universe. As girls, we have sixth sense, which is very powerful, which never goes wrong. So if you see whatever earlier also has gone in wrong in your life, you always had a hunch about it, but you decided to ignore it. And things that you ignore initially is the thing that comes and bites you back later. So trust your instincts, trust your gut. I think as girls, we have developed it very early on life, and trust it and listen to the universe. The universe has a beautiful plan for you. God loves each of its child, irrespective of any faith you follow. Yeah, if it's not happy, it's not the end. That's all.
So, thank you so much, Ghostie. It was really nice talking to you. Thank you for coming back from the past to give a wonderful lesson. But I hope you never come back to haunt my friend again, and let her live in peace in her present and her beautiful future which lies ahead. Thank you so much, Ghostie.
Thank you so much, Sony, and for everyone else, stay happy, stay cheerful, love yourself. Bye bye.
Bye.